We're here at the 2019 Manchester Invitational. We're here for the small girls race. Today's about 80 degrees, it's a warm day, and I'm thinking this should be pretty competitive. What do you think, Nate?
Yeah, I think so too. We got last year's champ back, Sophia Reynolds. And
she's got a lot of company now.
She does. And it looks like maybe the favorite this year could be Maya Doobie from Kearsarge.
You got Chloe Trudell of Sauhegan, Mary Lamb of U32, Mary Preventure of Greeley, Kyle Fish and Isabella McDonald of South Kingston, and probably Sophie Robenik. Is how you pronounce that?
I think so, yeah.
She's as tough as anybody.
She is. Also of Merrimack Valley. So you got two up top there. Team race, probably the favorite going in would be the number 2 team in Rhode Island, South Kingston. But I tell you what, I never count out Sauhegan on this course. They always run great here.
No, familiarity is one of the big things. Sauhegan's ranked number 5 in the state. Hopkinen girls can be tough if they can hang up there for a few miles. We'll see what they can do.
You got a couple other unknowns. We don't know exactly where Kearsarge will stack up in a big race like this. U32 Vermont and BFA.
So this is NewHampshireCrossCountry.com.
This meet sponsor is Tim Truck Capital, and they're off.
So a little change to the course here as far as they put this new fitness, I don't know what you want to call it, fitness area. So it kind of narrowed it down a little bit going up the hill. But it's a good thing it is going up the hill because it does definitely separates the top runners. Liza Corso right out front. Sauhegan's got 2 or 3 girls right there. It should be a really competitive race. On the outside, got Sophie Reynolds.
And teammate.
Yeah, back to back right there. They look good. If Merrimack Valley had a 4 and 5, that'd probably be the best team in the league.
All right, here we have the first pack coming around the corner. It's about 400 meters into the race at this point.
Chloe Trudell of Sauhegan up there.
Yeah, Trudell had a great race last weekend at Bobcat.
Reynolds and Ruben check right there as well, along with Liza Corso.
Looks like we got Thetford out front, Harwood, Portsmouth Christian.
Adam Malone right up in there.
Duty of Oyster River.
There goes the Hopkinton girls. Ladies, in front of the camera. Sir, guys, get out of the way. I missed my girl. Slide on this, so slide. We got downhill.
Pretty tight so far, but early in the race, so things usually stay pretty chill first mile or so, and then shake up once they hit the first big hill.
And interesting to see how the future races are going to handle the big bottleneck this year.
Yeah, it is pretty tight right at the start, but we will now catch up to you at the mile mark.
Okay, they're starting to come into view now. We're just before the mile mark, probably 50 yards before the mile mark.
Big pack in the lead group here, probably about 10 girls, maybe more actually. All the pre-race favorites we mentioned. Maya Doobie right up front there. The 2 Sophies from Merrimack Valley. Trudell's up there. Corso's up there.
Wow, this is a good pack. Right now, Sauhegan's got 2. Merrimack Valley's got 2.
Portsmouth Christian.
There's a freshman right there. Oh, Brianna Malone. Last year's champion from middle school.
South Kingston, there's their pack. That's what they do. So there was 4 South Kingstons right in a row there. So right now they're the team to beat.
Yep, they're the team to beat. A lot of room to go because this is where, once you get to the hill, that's where it kind of starts.
Second mile is really where you can kind of see where things are shaking up. Not a whole lot of movement in that last mile.
And there's a lot of runners. They're strung out.
Yeah, this is really strung out for the mile.
I mean, it's a hot day. It's probably about 84, somewhere in there.
Probably mid-80s. But it's been so cool, it probably feels hotter than that even.
Right. Wow, they just keep coming.
We're at about 7 minutes right now for those coming through the mile.
Yeah, South Kingston, they look pretty, they had like a tight group, so.
It looks like it could be an awesome race for the individual champ, though, with that many girls still in the hunt at the mile.
It's going to be interesting to see how that all plays out. You know, is Maya Doobie going to make the transition from the track to cross country stardom?
Somebody's going to make a big move in the second mile up those hills. Wow, this is, yeah, really strung out.
This is about as strung out as I've ever seen.
It was a big race, though. This was a big small school race.
Yeah. Is there such a thing?
Yeah.
Big, small?
It was kind of redundant, right? Yeah.
Well, there is a lot of uniforms that kind of look alike, though. When you start putting them together.
Yeah, these meets are always challenging from a spectator standpoint because you got different states, and I think we're pretty comfortable knowing the New Hampshire jerseys, but
when you have Newmarket, Campbell, and Cole Brown,
all with the same ones.
All the same ones. Kind of tough. They're putting it through.
Okay, next time you'll see us is at the finish line.
All right.
All right, we are at the top of the first big hill, right as it crests over. So this will be the first big challenge for him. Still pretty tight through the mile. We got Merrimack Valley's 2 Sophias up front with Liza Corzo, Chloe Trudell, Maya Doobie, along with Harwood's number 1.
Here we go, ladies.
Strong showing from Merrimack early on in this race. Same with Thetford, still hanging on.
Bree, you're in 10th place. You're doing great, okay?
Actually, the front pack's pretty tight. You got, you know, 6 or 7 girls fighting for the win, but then it kind of, they put a big gap on the rest of the pack, so.
All right, Lily. Good start, Lily.
Duty, Oyster Rivers, number 1. South Kingston with a big pack.
Yep.
They are the favorites to win today, ranked number 2 in Rhode Island, so they have a pretty strong team. So it makes sense that they're right up front.
They've got a good pack presence.
Good position. Got a nice good start, Olivia.
And then quite a few Sauhegan girls going through.
Yep.
They're the top New Hampshire team in this race. I think that's 5 for them so far, so they're doing pretty well.
And the interesting one is Kearsarge. We're not quite sure how they were going to fare this race coming in.
Yeah, I mean they have the big front runner in Doobie, so that helps with a low number. You know, definitely single digits for her.
Yeah.
If not the win. So.
Go, Madison. Good start, Madison. We'll come back to you.
All right, we'll now throw it over to the 2 mile after the second big hill, and we'll see how things have changed in this mile.
It's gonna be great.
All right, we are at the top of the hill, the highest point in elevation in this course, right at the 2 mile mark. And the first runners are coming through. That's Sophia Rubinchek of Merrimack Valley, followed closely by Chloe Trudell, Sauhegan, and Harwood's number 1 runner. That's Liza Corzo of Portsmouth Christian, then Maya Doobie of Kearsarge, and Sophia Reynolds of Merrimack Valley. So New Hampshire doing pretty well in this race.
So pretty much as expected.
Sauhegan's number 2. They are the favorites for New Hampshire, at least. And then we have South Kingston, Rhode Island.
Thetford's top girl.
So they really separated. We saw them at the top of the hill just after the mile mark, and they were all still pretty tight together. But you know, this second mile is very difficult.
Definitely the toughest.
So it's not surprising that we've seen some movement.
And then by contrast, you get that nice downhill 3rd mile.
There's all 5 South Kingston, Rhode Island girls in a row.
That's amazing. That is an amazing team.
That's pretty incredible. That's Sauhegan's 3rd just went by, but South Kingston already has their top 5 in. So
that's
that should be in the bag, barring any major shakeups in the next mile.
If you're looking for a team score, I don't know what else you could ask for.
That's pretty dominant. You know, they're all in the top 15 range.
All downhill, Abby.
There's South Kingston 6th, or maybe 7th actually. So they are displacing the rest of Sauhegan.
No.
That Sauhegan's 4 and 5 just went by. So pretty strong performance, which was to be expected for a strong Rhode Island team. But the New Hampshire individual is doing very well.
Oh yeah.
With I think 5 of the top 6 spots being from New Hampshire. So pretty good showing.
Yeah. Especially in conditions like today, we've heard it's hot. We've heard it's
very
dusty.
hot. It's around 80 degrees,
So
low 80s, very sunny, not a cloud in the sky. So pretty tough running conditions.
showing a lot of grit today, that's for sure.
Yeah, especially on such a difficult course like this.
Yeah.
A lot of hills, and the heat does not help. We'll now throw it over to the finish line.
Yep, I think so, yeah.
And
It's our last stop.
we'll see how everybody fares over the last mile.
Should be an exciting one.
Bye.
Hey, great job.
Here comes the first ladies. Doing good, ladies. Come on, Quinn. Doing great. Good job, Quinn.
All right, we're here at the finish line.
They're 18:55 right now at the clock, so it's going to be just a hair over 19. Looks like Ava Thurston of Harwood, Vermont is going to take this one. She looks strong. Ava Thurston takes this 19:08.
Boy, Trudell really close.
Trudell with a fine performance, 19:16.
the girls' small school. What a great race for Trudeau.
Is this Rubenek?
Looks like Rubenek.
First one, Trudeau in the books.
Maya Doobie following the patented kick.
It's not Rubenek. Oh yeah, it is.
Yep, Rubenek, 1934.
Doobie.
Maya Doobie, 1938.
Liza Corso.
Yes, Liza Corso. She's just steady.
Yep. Always in the top 5.
That's first in
1948.
16 versus an unofficial
That's-
result.
Sauhegan too.
So we'll start doing the counts.
Dip under 20 here. Here comes Sophia Reynolds.
Last year's New England championship runner-up.
Our top 4 now are Ava Thurston, Harwood, Chloe Trudeau, Sophia Rubenek, and Maya Doobie.
So we got 2 Sauhegan in so far.
Yeah, from a team perspective, 2 Sauhegans.
So we'll have to keep an eye on
We
that.
have that big South Kingston pack at some point. We'll see where they're at. Here comes the number 2 for Portsmouth Christian. Oh, and South Kingston number 1 right here.
South Kingston number 1. Brianna Malone, last year's middle school Division III state champion. 2037.
Okay.
South Kingston's third, second and third. Merrimack Valley's third.
Wow. Sauhegan's third.
South Kingston's fourth and fifth.
Yeah, there's their 5, like we said.
So that's a wrap.
They got a really close spread.
So now the battle's for second place.
So they had their top 5 basically under 21 minutes. That's pretty good.
Good team.
Unofficial based on chip timing at 2 miles, still with 1 mile to go. With South Kingston, Sauhegan, and Merrimack Valley, then Hopkinton and Harwood. At 2 miles, it was
We're starting to pour through now. Got a few Hopkinton in.
Coming in at 21:30 on the clock right now.
So that was your top 3 at 2 miles.
Here comes Hopkinton, second and third,
1 mile, 1.1 miles at Garrison Park.
and fourth. So Hopkinton's got a pretty good showing today. It's a Division III school.
Look at this, yeah.
Yeah.
They get 1 more in. There they go. They get five in sight. So Hopkinton might have just surprised a lot of teams.
Somebody just stole second.
Every point counts. Got Sauhegan's fourth
Yes, and
and
Merrimack
fifth.
Valley's right
So
here.
it's going to be tough.
Merrimack Valley's 4th right
Here's
here.
Merrimack's fourth and fifth.
And 5th.
Wow.
This is going to be a really tight team race for second.
It's going to be outstanding for second place.
Yeah, a very good race considering the conditions, the heat today. A little different than last time we were here, right?
Yeah. Arid now. I'm surprised it's had time to dry out from last year's.
I know.
It was nothing worse than last year. Week after week after week, championship. I know yesterday was a race and it was just a dust storm. This has turned into a dust storm right here at the
It is
finish.
dusty at the finish right now. The stone dust is nice for footing, but on a dry day like today,
Yeah, you just suck it up.
coming right around 23 minutes on the clock right now.
And it's a good effort today. With, you're probably 85 degrees right in that range. It's a hot day after some cool weather last week. It's not easy jumping back and forth.
No,
Plus, this is the really first big invitational of the year.
so it always seems like it's earlier and earlier every year. It
does.
At the same time,
I
but
couldn't believe how it snuck up this year.
still got a bunch of weeks until the state championship. So this is just an indicator of how fit they are right now.
Yeah, I mean, the real fun begins in 5 weeks.
Right.
That's why it's so key for younger runners out there to do the summer running.
Oh yeah.
If you don't do the summer running, you put yourself so far behind the 8 ball. It doesn't mean that you can't do it, but it just makes it so hard. It puts the pressure on. And also, you get a little bit more risk of injury.
If you didn't do the summer running though, there's no way around hiding it at an early
There's
season
not.
meet like this.
It's not like some of the other sports where you can just kind of blend in and hide on the field.
Yeah, no
You-
chance.
You can't hide here. The truth is, clock doesn't care. One thing, doesn't care who you are.
No.
Big, small, old, young. It just keeps ticking.
No, you're right. There's no one to bail you out in cross country.